It is redemption time for the Robbinsville Lady Knights as we welcome you to Griffin Field here in Enka for softball coverage on this wonderful, beautiful Thursday evening in Candler. Good to have you with us on the Graham Star YouTube page, your exclusive home for Robbinsville Athletics, and we are streaming it all season long and beyond. Kevin Hensley with you for today's telecast as we come to you from this 3A facility. Of course, Robbinsville looking for revenge. As we mentioned, they fell to Enka 11-1 last Monday. That was a neutral site game played at Western Carolina. You see on the field the umpires and coaches discussing things before we get the opening introductions out of the way. We'll be back with you folks in just a moment for today's starting lineups and, of course, the playing of our national anthem and first pitch. Stay with us here on the Graham Star YouTube page.
For today's varsity softball game between the Robbinsville Black Knights and your Enka Sugar Jets. And now for the lineup, starting with Robbinsville. Number 6, Jolie Campbell. Number 7, Claire Barlow. Number 8, Abby Adams. Number 9, Bailey Parham. Number 12, Taylor Jackson. Number 14, Olivia Lewis.
Go, Olivia!
Number 16, Bailey Conley. Number 27, Christina Jenkins. And now for your starting lineup, number 2, Zoe Schuler. Number 4, Ainsley Fink. Number 3, Memory Frapp. Number 24, Ivy Odom. Number 17, Patience Frapp. Number 11, Sarah Gibby. Number 5, Haley Anderson.
Let's go, Haley!
Number 22, Liz Carpenter. Number 1, Brooke Turpin. And number 20, Allie Ayers. And now for your Enka Sugar Jets, number 5, Haven Paul. Number 6, Haley Vick. Number 9, Jerica Miner. Number 12, Sadie Moore. Number 15, Alice Brown. And now for your starting lineup, number 10, Riley Locklear. Number 2, Gracie Merrill. Number 13, Peyton Wise. Number 14, Bentley Chalkley. Number 11, Hannah Daves. Number 17, Emma Payne. Number 7, Abigail Bruton. Number 3, Skylar Banks. Number 4, Haley Godfrey. And number 1, Carly Presnell. Now, if everyone would please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
And welcome back to Griffin Field here in Candler for today's softball game between Robbinsville and Enka. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star YouTube page. Kevin Hensley with you for today's telecast. Very privileged to be bringing you Robbinsville Lady Knights softball once again here on YouTube. Of course, Robbinsville coming off a 10-1 victory yesterday at Cherokee. Meanwhile, they are trying to put this loss to Enka in the rearview mirror. They're 12-2 overall this season. And, of course, one of the losses came against the Sugar Jets last Monday at Western Carolina. It was an 11-1 final in 6 innings. And the gunslinger you see inside the circle is Abigail Bruton. She was the one that gave Robbinsville so many fits during that first outing. So, of course, the Sugar Jets doing what they need to do to maintain consistency. Obviously have Miss Bruton back out there inside the circle. But Robbinsville, in response, has jiggered their lineup just a little bit. They've shuffled some things around. Instead of Zoe Schuler batting in the 3-hole, for example, she is now batting leadoff today. And the starting pitcher for Robbinsville is Patience Frapp instead of the normal gunslinger, Memory Frapp. So we're seeing some changes to the lineup today. Robbinsville trying to counteract Abigail Bruton as we come to you from Enka High School. Beautiful, absolutely pristine evening here in suburban Asheville for today's telecast. And we're glad you're with us and spending your Thursday evening with us wherever you may be. We're just about set to go. Zoe Schuler will shut up to the plate as we begin things this afternoon from Griffin Field. Before we begin the game, we want to give a special shout-out to our normal camera operator, Brooklyn Rogers, and get well wishes. She's a little under the weather today, so we don't have her with us. So bear with us as we try to do the commentary, keep track of the score, move the camera, etc., etc., etc. And we're going to have a bit of a delay as Sammy Hooper failed to grab a helmet before she came out of the dugout, so she can't man first base without it. And now she'll jog back across your camera screen and get back in position, and we're just about set to go for Zoe Schuler to step into the batter's box. Talk more about this wonky start time here in just a moment. And we are underway. First pitch from Bruton will be offered at a bunt, but it will fall in for a strike. 0-1. First pitch coming at 5:46 p.m. And the temperature at first pitch, an absolutely picture-perfect 70 degrees. 0-1 gets away and in the dirt. Riley Locklear will be the backstop for Enka, as you see, retrieving the ball. Counts 1 ball and 1 strike on Zoe Schuler. And the 1-2 checked. Misses. Good eye by Schuler to lay off of that one. 2 balls and a strike on the sophomore from Robbinsville. Hit 2 long balls yesterday at Cherokee. As Schuler offers that one, tips it back into the glove. It's a 2-2 count on Zoe Schuler. Schuler leading Robbinsville with 7 home runs already this season, and still a lot of season left to go for the Lady Knights. And that one catches the zone. Little wide it looked like, but Schuler will sit down. Call strike 3, 1 away, and that will bring up center fielder Ainsley Fink. Normally the leadoff hitter for the Lady Knights, but she's moved to the 2-hole today, and we'll see what she can do. Her first hacks against Bruton. And that one low and away, ball 1. We'll give a special shout out as well to Enka High School and softball coach Jennifer Crook for helping us get set up today and accommodating us for today's telecast. Very, very grateful to be here, and it's a beautiful facility, and we really appreciate Ms. Crook and the staff here at Enka High School for allowing us to set up and telecast today's game here on YouTube. And the pitch coming, swung on and missed. It was Fink's first offering at a pitch from Bruton here in the top of the first. And she swung at a high one outside. That should even the count, I believe, at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and it does. Home plate umpire has confirmed it. So the 2-2 coming from Bruton. Catches the outside part of the plate again. That is back-to-back strikeouts on the corner for Bruton that has set down Robbinsville looking here in the top of the first. That will bring up third baseman Memory Frapp to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on for the Lady Knights here in the top of the first. And the first pitch she sees is fouled straight back. Careens off the tippy top of the net. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fly ball right field, and it will drop. Frapp will run a while. She'll round first, head to second, and she'll get there standing. It's a stand-up double for Memory Frapp with 2 outs here in the top of the first. And that will summon Ivy Odom to the plate. So Odom comes up with 2 outs, and now a runner in scoring position for Robbinsville. I'd like to point out it took the Lady Knights until the 6th inning of the last outing against Bruton to get a hit off of her. That was a stand-up triple by Frapp at Western. So she seems to have Bruton's timing down. Let's see if the Lady Knights can do it all around the horn as Odom lays off of the first one she sees, 1-0. Odom also launched a homer yesterday in Robbinsville's 10-1 victory over Cherokee. As she careens that one straight through for a hit. Frapp will round third, and she will charge home, and she gets there standing. It's an RBI single for Ivy Lou Odom, and it's a 1-0 Robbinsville lead.
Now batting for Robbinsville, number 17, Patience Frapp.
And now the pitcher today, Patience Frapp, will get a chance to swing the bat here in the top of the first. Already with a 1-run cushion to her advantage. Robbinsville already with 2 hits here in the top of the first after 2 quick outs. First one misses low and in the dirt, ball 1. Sarah Gibby, the designated hitter today, will bat next should the inning continue. And the 1-0. Fly ball to shallow center field will be snagged, and that will do it, but the Lady Knights get one across. Ivy Odom jogging back to the dugout after getting an RBI single. We'll head to the bottom half of the first inning, 1-0 Robbinsville. Bottom of the first on tap as we welcome you back to Griffin Field here at Enka High School. It is a quick 1-0 lead for the Lady Knights.
Number 10, Riley.
And catcher Riley Locklear will look to put together some sort of retaliation for Enka here in the bottom of the first inning. Good to have you with us on the Graham Star YouTube page, your exclusive streaming source for Robbinsville athletics all season long and beyond. First pitch from Patience Frapp will be flown to right field, but playable. Hallie Anderson's got a beat on it, and she'll make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. That will bring up left fielder Gracie Merrill. Frapp comes into this game with a record of 3-0 inside the circle this year. She pitched a wonderful effort last Wednesday at Young Harris College for the Lady Knights, limiting Copper Basin to just 1 run and striking out 7. That pitch misses, ball 1. And they took something off of that one. It dropped in beautifully. 1 ball and 1 strike on Gracie Merrill. If you're just joining us, folks, yes, we did get started a little bit earlier than anticipated. A bit of a scheduling snafu. We'll discuss that in just a moment as that one grounded to Memory Frapp. Throw it across the diamond. Will be in time. And that is 2 quick outs for Robbinsville. Enka here in the bottom of the first. I guess Robbinsville benefit from it, obviously. 5-3 putout erases her, and now to the plate is third baseman Peyton Wise here in the bottom of the first. First pitch coming from Patience Frapp will be fouled back, and that will reach the pear tree back here behind us. 0-1. So Enka had it scheduled for 5 on their books, Robbinsville at 6. And so the Lady Knights were a little late arriving, so it had just getting it going when we could. And no dice here in the bottom of the first. Zoe Schuler makes a quick play at shortstop. And we'll go to the top of the second. It's still 1-0 Lady Knights. So Sarah Gibby will strut up to the plate to begin things here in the top of the second. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star YouTube page. As we mentioned, we are your exclusive home for Robbinsville Athletics, and we are streaming all season long. So Gibby up for her first chance today. First pitch she sees is swung on and missed, 0-1. Beautiful facility here at Griffin Park. Again, very privileged to be bringing you today's game from suburban Asheville. We are in Candler, North Carolina. We are right in the heart of primitive quartet country over here at Hominy Valley. And Gibby laid off a very, very, very close pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike is your count. One on the way. And a high one outside, and she chased it, ball and 2 strikes. That has some zip on it. Hallie Anderson, the right fielder, to bat next. She's in the on-deck circle for Robbinsville. We're in the second. 1-0 Lady Knights. Thank you for tuning in with us here on the Graham Star YouTube page. The 1-2 coming. Skips to the plate and back to the backstop. Off of the umpire's chest guard. I'm sure he's okay. He looks like he's all right. And it's a 2-2 count on Sarah Gibby. And the pitch coming. Wide of the zone. Full count on Sarah Gibby. The crowd on hand today here at Enka. You see in the outfield there's some fans sitting out there as well, a la Robbinsville set up, where the fans just back their truck up right to the fence and root on their home team. 3-2 foul back. Gibby is battling here in the top of the second inning. Good at bat from the senior Sarah Gibby to lead off things here in the second. As we mentioned, Hallie Anderson in the on-deck circle for Robbinsville here in the top of the second inning. Full count offering. Chopped. Dive. Quick beat across the horn, and it will get there in time. And that will be the first out of the second. So a good at bat from Gibby.
Number 5, Haley Anderson.
Dissolves into a 6-3 putout, and Hallie Anderson will step up to the plate for the Lady Knights. Liz Carpenter, the catcher for Robbinsville, will bat next. Of course, the flex today is Allie Ayers. In case you're wondering, she's the second baseman for the Lady Knights. And that one misses low, ball 1. Good eye from Hallie Anderson, who's also homered this season. Hit a long ball at Hayesville back at the late end of March. Hard to believe, but we're just about 2.5, 3 weeks away from playoff action beginning. First the pitch. Fly ball loped over the second baseman's head. Good effort, but it will be short. And Hallie Anderson rakes one the opposite way, drops it into the right field. A 1-out hit.
Number 22, Liz Carpenter.
And Robbinsville looks to be in business for Liz Carpenter here at the plate, here in the top of the second inning. Brooke Speck Turpin, the Robbinsville left fielder, will bat next. That one chopped off foul. First pitch she sees, 0-1. Carpenter has came along so well in her starting role. She's the only freshman you'll see on the lineup card in a starting role this season and has gelled right in with this potent Lady Knights team. Low and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike on Liz Carpenter. Robbinsville's last 2 games of the season will be against Hiawassee Dam. We'll go to Hiawassee Dam on Tuesday, May 3rd, and then finish the season at home against them on May the 6th. Fly ball center field and off the fence. So Henderson had to hold up for a moment thinking that ball was going to be caught, and she ends up making it to third. It's a double for Liz Carpenter, and Robbinsville has 2 in scoring position with 1 away.
Now batting number 1, Brooke Turpin.
A double for catcher Liz Carpenter here in the top of the second. Robbinsville is raking here in the early going against the Sugar Jets. And another lefty for the Lady Knights. Brooke Turpin will step in with 2 on and 1 out. Robbinsville already with 4 hits off of Abigail Bruton after it took them nearly 6 innings to get it resolved last time in Cullowhee. First pitch we see is going to catch the corner of the plate, 0-1. Oh, 1. Bunt attempt, and it will be a fair ball. Plate to plate. She will be, they're going to say she was, I believe she was out at home was the call. So a squeeze bunt attempt goes nowhere, but all hands safe elsewhere. Carpenter to third. Turpin reaches on the fielder's choice. Score that a 5-2 putout to erase the lead runner. And Robbinsville still with just 1 run on the board. Now 2 outs. But runners on the corners for Zoe Schuler, who struck out looking her first time up. And looks like Turpin's going to take off. Snap throw back to third just to keep Carpenter honest. But Turpin steals second base. So now just like that, 2 in scoring position. Schuler can get the bat on the ball. 2 will score here undoubtedly. Turpin can fly. That one dropped in the hole. That's trouble. She is going to be safe at first, so it's going to be an infield single for Zoe Schuler. Carpenter will score. Brooke Turpin to third. 2-0 Lady Knights. And they're going to have a quick conference on the mound with Abigail Bruton as the Lady Knights dugout hums the Jeopardy theme just to keep us filled in on the gap here. Ainsley Fink anxiously awaiting stepping into the batter's box when action resumes. And looks like we're good to go. 5 hits already on 2 runs for Robbinsville. Here in the top of the second. 2 outs. And Brooke Turpin at third. Fink slaps the first one she sees over the head of Memory Frapp, and it hits the net. 0-1 the count. And the 0-1. Bunt attempt will roll foul. Dies a death down the third base line. 0-2 count on Ainsley Fink, who also struck out looking. That was the first 2 outs of the game for Robbinsville, and then a double by Memory Frapp was quickly followed by a single by Ivy Odom, and that's how the Lady Knights scored their first run in the top of the first. 0-2 pitch. Chopped down the third baseline, but foul. So Fink will head back and try it again. 0-2. If the inning rolls along, Memory Frapp will bat next. And the 0-2 catches, nope, misses. Umpire hesitated on the call, thought he was going to call that a strike, but Fink laid off, and wise to do so as Schuler scoots up to second base. So 2 stolen bases in the game and in the inning for Robbinsville. And it's a 1-2 pitch coming to Fink. Slap down the third baseline again, and it will drop foul. And they're going to say she's out. They're going to say she stepped out of the box and left early. So that will do it. So Robbinsville gets one more across here in the second inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. 2-0 Lady Knights. Bottom of the second coming up here at Enka High School. It's a 2-0 Robbinsville lead as we welcome you back to the Graham Star YouTube page The Sugar Jets were set down in order in the bottom of the first inning, so they'll obviously look to erase that. And the first chance they'll have to do it is Bentley Chalkley. That is the Enka shortstop, strutting up to the batter's box as Patience Frapp begins inning number 2 of work. And the first one she offers drops in just a little bit low, ball 1. As we mentioned, an absolutely pristine evening for softball here at Enka. The pitch will be low again, ball 2. Robbinsville will have his 3, 4, and 5 holes due up. That'll be Memory Frapp, Ivy Odom, and Patience Frapp due up in the top of the third. As Frapp finds his own here, Patience Frapp. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 coming. Drops, just misses, ball 3. Thought that was going to find the zone. And so Chalkley now with a 3-1 advantage in this at bat. The 3-1 catches the plate. Full count. So Frapp can come up with on his full count offering. Longest at bat so far of the game. And that one in there called strike 3. A decisive leadoff strikeout for Patience Frapp here in the bottom of the second.
Number 11, Hannah.
And Hannah Daves, the center fielder for the Sugar Jets, steps up to the batter's box here in the bottom of the second. Daves had 2 homers off of Robbinsville at Western last week. And the first pitch Frapp tosses out there, misses, ball 1. Of course, Chalkley had a grand slam as well in that game for the Sugar Jets, so their offense can get it done. But so far today, as that one popped it on the first baseline, that's trouble. Ivy Odom catches it, and there's 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second. So far, Patience Frapp has kept the Sugar Jets stymied in this game. And the DP, Emma Payne, up to the plate. She's batting for Carly Presnell, who is the first baseman flex today. And that one drops low in, ball 1. As we mentioned, Robbinsville, 5 hits, 2 runs already across. Already a much better showing for the Lady Knights than the last time they played the Jets. That one chopped down the third baseline. Throw to first, in time. That will do it. It's a 1-2-3. Bottom of the second. We'll head to the third. Your score is still 2-0 Lady Knights. So Memory Frapp will step up to the batter's box to begin the third inning for the Lady Knights. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star YouTube page. Folks, we apologize. The connection's a little choppy right now. The tablet is trying to overheat. Sun bearing down on us here at Griffin Field. And things will clear up once we get some shade or the sun drops behind the trees beyond the outfield fence. Frapp takes the first one she sees. It's 0-1. And the 0-1 high. Locklear had to reach to the ceiling. Has to try to save that one. And it's a 1-1 count on Memory Frapp. 1-1. And Frapp steps out of the way of that one. Zips inside on her. She jumps back. Ball 2. It's a 2-1 count on Memory Frapp. That one skips to the plate. Ball 3. Robbinsville scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second. And looking to do the same here in the third. And more. And we got some shade finally here at the field, so maybe our connection will clear up here in just a moment. Tablet cools off, as does the connection. Running off a mobile hotspot. Going to do everything we can to bring you the absolute best coverage of Robbinsville softball that we possibly can. And it's currently a full count on Memory Frapp. 3-2. Fouled straight back as Frapp battles on here in the third. She doubled in her first plate appearance today and later came home to score on an Ivy Odom hit to right field. That's how Robbinsville began its offense this afternoon in Candler. And the 3-2. Swung on and missed. Memory Frapp loses the battle. And Bruton gets her third strikeout. First swinging strikeout of the game, however. Odom will step in with nobody on and one out here in the top of the third. First pitch she sees. Boy, howdy, did Locklear try to frame that one, but did not get the call. Ball one. And the pitch coming. Fouled back behind the grandstand. And it's a 1-1 count on Ivy Odom. We mentioned it just about every telecast, but Odom is one of Robbinsville's 8 seniors this year. We just can't get that point across enough, just how talented and full of depth these Lady Knights are. That one grounded into the hole. Throw to first from Chalkley will be in time. And that's 2 outs now here in the top of the third. And Patience Frapp will come up to try and keep the inning going for the Lady Knights. Robbinsville has kept Chalkley busy. Over on the left side of the infield. A lot of shots in the hole. Nobody on, 2 away, and Frapp looking to help her on cause here. First one she sees is popped up to second base, and that will do it. Patience Frapp erased on the first pitch she sees. We're going to head now to the bottom of the third inning. It is still 2-0 Lady Knights. So far, Patience Frapp has mystified the Sugar Jets. We begin the bottom of the third. 2-0 Lady Knights lead. Good to have you with us from Enka High School in suburban Asheville. We are in Candler, North Carolina for today's telecast on the Graham Star YouTube page. And the starting pitcher, Abigail Bruton, gets her first hacks of the game. Hoping to get something going for her effort inside the circle. But the first pitch she sees is fouled right behind home plate in the grandstand. 0-1. And Abigail Bruton lays off of that one as it drops in the dirt inside. 1-1 the count. Brute will be followed by second baseman Skylar Banks and right fielder Haley Godfrey. Batting in the 8 and 9 holes today for the Sugar Jets. That one chopped hard to Memory Frapp. Makes a quick play. Throw to first in plenty of time. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the third.
Okay. Maybe we should write that on the board, too. Will you write that on the board for me?
Now batting number 3, Skylar Banks.
Skylar Banks will now attempt to get something going for Enka here in the bottom of the third. Patience Frapp offers her first pitch, and it catches. 0-1 the count. Nice cloud cover's taking over. Sun's trying to peek out, but there's a massive cloud lingering over it, so that won't last long. Hopefully the stream will stay nice and clear like we have it right now. And again, folks, we're sorry about that. There's nothing we can do. It's not a connection issue. It's not a YouTube issue. It's a Mother Nature issue. And as we all know, fans, Mother Nature is undefeated. 1-1 pitch from Frapp. Drops inside and low. Ball 2. Oh, my, what a treat. We're joined by some Brevard athletes. My goodness. Michaela Morgan and Gabby Hooper in the house with us today. Good to see them, Lady Knights alumni, joining us here today, making the short drive over from Brevard, which is tucked away, of course, in Transylvania County. About roughly an hour's drive from here. Probably make it a little bit quicker if you tried. That one misses upstairs. It's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Skylar Banks. I beg your pardon. Full count. Swung on and missed. And that is Patience Frapp's second strikeout of the game.
Number 4, Haley Godfrey.
And Haley Godfrey is Enka's last hope here in the third inning. If we're going to keep the offense going for the Sugar Jets. Frapp with 2 strikeouts so far today. First pitch she sees is fouled, this time behind the Enka Sugar Jets dugout, so they're slowly starting to get their bats straightened out. Frapp will have to stay creative to keep them at bay. Oh, 1. Swung on and missed. Big cut. Godfrey was aiming for a truck in the outfield, and instead, just like my love life, swung and missed. Nothing in 2. Oh, 2 on the way. High, misses outside, and Godfrey will get another look. Nice breeze whipping through Griffin Park here at Enka High School. 1-2. Chopped, and Alliers can't get there. That'll be the first hit of the game for the Sugar Jets. It's a 2-out single for Haley Godfrey. That breaks up the no-no here in the bottom of the third. Back to the top of the lineup card, and catcher Riley Locklear. Locklear will try to get Enka's offense on the board here as they have a runner on, and now 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. The Sugar Jets come into this game with a record of 9-4. First pitch drops in there, 0-1. Boy, Frapp seemed to have some backspin on that one. Really slowed it down. 0-1. Chopped down the right field line. Hallie Anderson breaks on it. She's got some speed and gets the ball in foul territory. So the Sugar Jets strand a runner as Hallie Anderson erases their hopes and dreams here in the bottom of the third. We'll go to the fourth. 2-0 Lady Knights. Top of the fourth, and it is a 2-0 Robbinsville advantage as we come back to you live from Griffin Park in suburban Asheville. We're at Enka High School in Candler for today's telecast. Sarah Gibby will lead off for Robbinsville here in the top of the fourth. And she takes the first pitch she sees for a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Gibby grounded out to the shortstop, Bentley Chalkley, after a lengthy at bat that led off the second inning as well. A nice angle we have set up today. One of my favorites we've had so far this season. Of course, nothing beats the comforts of home where we have a nice table set up right behind home plate. Roped off area, of course, so we don't have fans walking in and out of the camera frame as they've tended to do a few times today. But once again, a special shout out to Jennifer Crook and the Sugar Jet staff for letting us set up. Getting us a table, a chair, all the accommodations we could ever need to get this broadcast to you wherever you may be watching it, whether you're in Graham County, whether you're an Enka fan, or whether you're, I don't know, Washington State, somewhere trying to keep up with your favorite athletes from Robbinsville. Sarah Gibby, 2-1 count. Pitch from Bruton. High, ball 3. That was about at the helmet of Miss Gibby. And it may be a leadoff walk if one more of those go. 3-1 pitch will be on tap here in just a moment. Gibby has stepped out of the batter's box trying to regain her composure on this crucial pitch. Robbinsville with a 2-0 lead. Misses, ball 4. Gibby draws a leadoff walk. That's the first free pass issued by Abigail Bruton today. And Billy Knight has walked away from the third base coach's box, so we may have a pinch runner coming in for Sarah Gibby. And it will be Allie Ayers, the flex, who, of course, is the only one that could run for Gibby in this position. So Allie Ayers and Gibby will swap places. And Hallie Anderson will come to the plate after singling in her first at bat in the second inning.
Now batting number 5, Haley Anderson.
Anderson, another senior, as is Allie Ayers, who just popped out of the dugout, as is Gibby. Senior just about everywhere you look on this Robbinsville lineup. They have 3 sophomores, 1 junior who's injured and out for the season, and then the rest are made up of freshmen. And the Lady Knights sit at 12-2. We mentioned a few innings ago about the Hiawassee Dam matchups at the end of the season. The first game we played at Hiawassee Dam on Tuesday, May the 3rd, and then Robbinsville will host Hiawassee Dam in what should be the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship game on Friday, May the 6th. 2-0 count, and a conference inside the circle has to be called as Bruton cannot get things under control. Hallie Anderson will go over and talk. I'm tongue-tied all of a sudden. Things over with Billy Knight. And Liz Carpenter is in the on-deck circle. We'll go back to the plate. That was a quick conference trying to just calm Bruton down. 6 of her 7 pitches in this inning have been balls. And that one misses. No, it catches, excuse me. Very, very late signal from the umpire. My apologies. I just need to quit calling it until it's actually for sure a thing, I suppose. 2-1 on the way. Swung on and missed. Anderson just swung right through that one. She knew she missed it. And it's a 2-2 count on Hallie Red Anderson. Pitch coming. Low. Full count. Liz Carpenter up in the on-deck circle. Base hit, ball 4 chant coming from the Lady Knights dugout. Let's see what Anderson can do. She takes it. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Bruton to begin the 4th. And Liz Carpenter with a chance to do some real damage. Nobody out. 2 on for the Lady Knights here in the top of the 4th inning. And Jennifer Kruk has popped out of the Enka dugout. Not sure if she's going to chat things over with Bruton or make a change here. We'll see what happens as Kruk makes her way to the circle. Bruton having a little bit of trouble finding the zone here in the 4th inning. As we mentioned the last outing against Robbinsville, she handled very nicely. Did not even surrender a hit to the Lady Knights until the 6th inning. That is not the case today. Robbinsville needed just 3 bats to get on the scoreboard. So I believe we will have a pitching change here. Bruton is done after just a mere 2 innings of work. She surrendered 5 hits and 2 runs, both earned. And we're trying to see who the new pitcher is going to be here. Can't see her jersey number. She'll turn around here. There we go. It is number 1. That is Carly Presnell, who was the flex. So we'll pause for just a moment while Miss Presnell gets her warm-up tosses in. 2-0 Robbinsville from Candler. And looks like Presnell has her warm-up tosses out of the way, so Liz Carpenter will step in for the first time against Presnell today. First batter she's seen. She was the flex and manning first base, but that has came to an abrupt halt. She's a lefty, and first one she offers to Carpenter is chopped off foul. Counts 0-1. 2 on, nobody out here in the 4th. Allie Ayers at second, and Hallie Anderson at first. 0-1, popped up foul. It'll make it into the stands. Desta Trammell left her glove at home, or she would have snagged it right here behind us. Come on, Desta. 0-2 the count. Good stop. Boy, Locklear saved a couple of runners moving up there. That was a great block by Riley Locklear behind the plate. to save that from being a wild pitch. 1-2 count. Pitch coming. Popped up. And play made. Locklear erases her. And tries to pick off Ayers in second, but Ayers back in plenty of time. And that's the first out of the fourth. Brooke Turpin looking to change that. Hoping to get some runs across. Once again, fans, we're in the top of the fourth. Robbinsville leading 2 as we come to you live from Griffin Field in suburban Asheville. We are in Candler, North Carolina, on the beautiful campus of Enka High School. Kevin Hensley with you for this evening's telecast. Very glad to be back with you after missing yesterday's game. That was rescheduled at the absolute last minute. No way we could have made it to it. Already had another assignment to cover. Robbinsville ended up winning that game. That was at Cherokee. That was a game that was scheduled for April 5th, but was rained out. Robbinsville won it 10-1. And now are 8-0 in the Smoky Mountain Conference. 12-2 overall. Turpin has a 2-0 count in her favor in this lefty-lefty matchup. And the pitch popped up down the third baseline, but it will be foul. Despite the best efforts of Peyton Wise, who dove for that one. And the Robbinsville dugout letting her know she came up short on that one. Giving Peyton Wise a little bit of grief. That may be a little bit of mean-spirited, but 2-1. Chopped. That one will be fielded by Wise. Throw to first is in time, I believe. Are they calling her out or safe? We got a dispute over it. Umpires will try to resolve it here. Field umpire. And she is still on the base path. Turpin fired up about that. And the bases are chocked full of Lady Knights here in the top of the fourth. That was a bang-bang play at first. Good effort by Peyton Wise on the hot corner for the Sugar Jets, trying to evade the effort of Turpin down the first baseline. Zoe Schuler up. Schuler pops the first one she sees. Way foul. It is 0-1 here in the fourth inning. That one misses. Schuler laid off. No need to get dicey in the batter's box right now. It's a 2-0 lead for the Lady Knights. The bases are loaded, and there's just one out. So patience is a virtue here for Miss Schuler. Plays off of that one. Count goes to 2-1. Robbinsville really has a chance to blow this one wide open. They've got 2 runs today on 6 hits. It's been a clean game so far, though, in the field. No errors on either side. Ball 3. Locklear has framed the ball well today behind the plate for her pitchers. Most of the time she's gotten the call, not on that occasion. And Presnell is flirting with a bases-loaded walk here. Definitely don't want to do that if you're the Jets. But she issued it anyhow. It's going to be an RBI for Schuler. Allie Ayers, after being on the base path for about 30 minutes, will finally trot home. And it is 3-0 Robbinsville. Fink led off the first one she saw as well, 0-1. Jets are having a hard time finding the zone here in the fourth inning, and it is proving costly so far for the Sugar Jets. Bases still loaded for the Lady Knights. High, snap throw back to third, but it looks like Hallie Anderson will be back in plenty of time. 2-0 the count. That was such a quick throw. I couldn't get the camera around there quick enough for you folks. Sorry about that. 2-0 coming. And Fink steps up and smacks at it. 2 balls and a strike. Enka just desperately trying to get out of this inning with limited damage. Only one run across, but only one out so far. And that chop could be trouble. They're not going to get anybody out there. Fink can fly. Everybody can fly. 4-0 Lady Knights here in the fourth inning. And now Memory Frapp with a chance to keep the good vibes rolling. Frapp can swing a heavy bat, no doubt about that. So now, around the base path, you've got Turpin, Schuler, and Fink. Arguably the three fastest runners on Robbinsville's roster this year. And they're all touching a base bag at the moment. 0-1 the count on Frapp. That one will be swung on and missed. 0-2. Frapp chased one just a little bit outside and come up empty. 4 runs now for Robbinsville on 7 hits, and Ivy Odom patiently awaiting in the on-deck circle. 0-2 to Memory Frapp. And she will foul it back to the screen. Still 0-2. You talk about flipping the script. Robbinsville is manhandling the Enka Sugar Jets in round 2 this afternoon in Candler. The 0-2 coming. Frapp tried to time that one. That was a slow pitch dropping in there. Took something off of that one, no doubt. And she stepped up trying to get a hack at it, but she hacked it foul. It's still 0-2. Frapp continues to battle. 0-2. Nice feature story in this week's edition of the Graham Star. If you haven't grabbed one yet, folks, I ask this one simple question. Why not? You don't know what you're missing. Patience and Memory, of course, are sisters, and we did a nice feature piece on the duo making up the battery last week at Young Harris. Pick up a copy of this week's edition for more. And Frapp fouled that one, I believe, off of her foot. No, maybe her hand. And that one's going to bang her up just a little bit. She's going to need a second to regain her composure. And the umpire is trying to say that she fouled the ball off instead of being hit by the pitch, because it hit her on the front of the bat. And it looks like the umpire, of course, as he always does, 99% of the time wins the argument. An interesting call today from the men in blue, but we'll not say any more than that about it. And Frapp will step back in to grit out the rest of this 0-2 at bat. And she fouled it back. Onward we roll. 0-2. I mean, Frapp is known for absolutely wearing pitchers out with lengthy at-bats. And she's doing it again this afternoon in Candler. Here comes the 0-2 again. And she gets out of the way of that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Locklear had to drop away to stop that one. And kept Brooke Turpin from coming home. One, 2. Fouled back. Emery Frapp is taking her precious time trying to get her timing down and is gassing out Carly Presnell in the process. Freshman hurler on the rubber right now for the Sugar Jets. 1-2 pitch coming again. And that one is foul, straightened out a little bit more that time down to third baseline. Still foul, however. Ivy Odom to bat next, followed by Patience Frapp, who is in the hole for Robbinsville. It's a 4-0 Lady Knights lead here in the top of the 4th inning. 1-2. Popped up, foul in front of the Sugar Jets dugout, and they tried their darndest to erase this at bat. Great effort by Emma Payne. Emma Payne dove for the ball in front of the dugout, but came up just short. And we'll try it again. It's still 1-2 on Memory Frapp. Low, 2-2. Frapp might accidentally mess around and win this at bat after all. .47, I believe. Pitch number 48 coming to Memory Frapp here in this at bat. Misses low and away, ball 3. And look out, fans, the counts ran full. Bases still loaded for Robbinsville. High ball 4. How about that? Memory Frapp guts out a lengthy, and I mean a lengthy, at bat. Not exactly 48 pitches, but nonetheless, it's another bases loaded walk to score the 5th Robbinsville run of the inning. Or of the game, excuse me. That's 3 in this inning. And the bases are still loaded for the Lady Knights. First pitch to Iviota misses. Ball 1. Robbinsville has methodically opened this one up. Here in the top of the 4th, it is now 5-0 in favor of the Graham Countyans. That one catches the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Still only 1 away, and the bases are loaded. Now around the horn, 3rd, 2nd to 1st, you've got Schuler, Ainsley Fink, and Memory Frapp on the base path. And that one will be fouled back. A fan from Tuscola tried to snag the ball, came up a little bit empty. And it's now a ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 on the way to Odom. And she swings and misses. And she grins about that, knowing she missed a good pitch there. That's the 2nd out. And Patience Frapp will come up to the plate. Fresno awaits Frapp's entry into the batter's box. Still bases loaded for Robbinsville. 2 outs now. After a long top of the 4th, this game was flying by. Not the case any longer. That one misses. Ball 1 to Patience Frapp. Sarah Gibby will bat next for Robbinsville if the inning continues. Good stop again by Locklear. Boy, she has saved some runs with some hard work behind the plate for Enka here in this 4th inning. 2-0 pitch from Presnell. Chopped right back to her. Throw to first in time. And that will do it. But the Lady Knights score 3 on a pair of bases loaded walks and an infield single from Ainsley Fink. We'll go to the bottom half of the 4th. It's now 5-0 Robbinsville. We're live from suburban Asheville this afternoon for Robbinsville softball action. Good to have you with us on the Graham Star YouTube page. Lady Knights have held Enka at bay so far. Just 1 hit surrender by Patience Frapp. And the first pitch she offers to Gracie Merrill here in the bottom of the 4th is a strike. Lady Knights leading 5-0. Merrill grounded out to third baseman Memory Frapp in her first plate appearance in the bottom of the 1st. Not this time, though. That one's going to get popped over to Zoe Schuler, who takes about 1 step back and reels it in.
Now batting number 13, Peyton Wise.
Peyton Wise, the third baseman for the Sugar Jets, will come up now after lining out to Schuler in the bottom of the first, which ended that inning. As we said, an absolutely beautiful evening for softball here in Buncombe County. First pitch catches the plate, 0-1. Patience Frapp wastes no time inside the circle. She's very efficient, able to get some quick outs for Robbinsville. She is 3-0 for the season. Lynn getting the ball. High, 1-1 the count. I want to thank all you great fans for spending your Thursday evening with us. Glad to be bringing you today's telecast of Robbinsville softball. That one popped down the first baseline, but it rolls foul. Ivy Odom wise to lay off of fielding the ball there, and it's a 1-2 count. This, of course, will be the last game of the week for Robbinsville. Next week will be an interesting schedule. They're going to have Andrews to face. It'll first be at home on Tuesday, then at Andrews on Friday. Wedged in between that next Wednesday is softball action at Smoky Mountain against the Lady Mustangs, as that one bounces off the press box and back into the bleachers. Still a 1-2 count. Actually be with the baseball team next Tuesday as they host Andrews at Loudon Orr Memorial Field. We'll see the Black Knights in action. They will travel to Copper Basin tomorrow after dropping a game to Towns County, Georgia yesterday afternoon. 2-2 the count on Peyton Wise. Patience Frapp working with a 2-2 count. Again, another, well, probably the only second lengthy at bat Frapp's had to deal with in this ball game. 2-2, fly ball hammer down the left field line, and that is off the fence. Turpin will reel it in and hold Peyton Wise to 2 bases. It's a double for Peyton Wise. That fires up the Enka faithful here at Candler.
Now batting, number 14, Bentley Chocolate.
And Bentley Chalkley looking to build off the momentum. A 1-out double for Peyton Wise here in the bottom of the fourth. Only the second hit today for the Sugar Jets. First one, Frapp fires in there and catches the plate. 0-1. And the 0-1 coming. Pop straight up a mile high. Ivy Odom calls everybody off and makes the play. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
Now batting, number 11, Hannah Daves.
Hannah Daves is now Enka's last chance of striking here in the bottom of the fourth. Peyton Wise doubled just a moment ago with 1 out, and she still stands at second base. Pitch coming, and it is a strike. 0-1, throw back to second, but Wise is back in time. Good idea by Frapp, keeping Wise honest. But she's back in time. Oh, 1. Popped up again. Odom with another beat on it in foul territory. And she makes the play. No, I believe it was dropped. No, it was not. It was caught. My apologies. So couldn't really tell what happened there. Couldn't tell who had the glove on it. But nonetheless, the Enka Jets strand one. We'll go to the fifth. It is 5-0 Lady Knights. So Gibby officially re-enters, of course. She was subbed out by Allie Ayers in the fourth, who is the flex today. Gibby is the DP for Robbinsville. That is 5-0 as we come back to you live from Griffin Field here on the campus of Enka High School in Candler. And a frame job again by Locklear, who's done some excellent work behind the plate today for the Sugar Jets. Ends up for naught. 1-0 the count. Gibby has grounded out and walked today. She actually walked to lead off the fourth, and that set off a chain of events that eventually led to 3 runs for Robbinsville, as Lady Knights have now opened up a 5-0 advantage. Robbinsville seeking win number 13 of the season. And that one flown and off the glove of Chalkley in a collision. And that did not look good, folks. And Chalkley slow to get up. Hope she's all right. And Krug's going to have to come out and check on her. Skylar Banks and Chalkley with a unfortunate collision between first and second. Gibby reached on the single, and there's a hush over the field now. Making sure both ladies are okay. They're both down trying to regain their composure. Didn't look like anybody had called the ball there. Chalkley tried to snag that bloop shot by Gibby, and it trickled out of her glove, and then she stepped right into Banks. And we hear some laughter coming from the huddle, so that's a good sign. Got to keep this wide. We don't want to zoom in on any injuries or anything here on the telecast. This will be an infield single for Gibby. Hallie Anderson will bat next once we get the action resumed here at Enka. Chalkley's still on a knee trying to get up. Skylar Banks is already on her feet. Brought in everybody on the field for Enka to check on Bentley Chalkley and Skylar Banks. And Chalkley has slowly made her way up to her feet. Obviously a little bit rattled after that collision. Couldn't tell from my vantage point. I don't know if they cracked heads or not. Hopefully not. You obviously have to worry about concussions if that's the case. They could even get an inverted one if it wasn't a blow to the head. See some smiles coming out of the huddle. I'm just trying to... Don't really know what to say here, folks. We've got to give Miss Chalkley, Miss Banks all the time they need to compose themselves after that collision. And a nice round of applause here at Griffin Field as it seems both ladies are okay, and thank goodness for that. At the end of the day, folks, it is just a game. The long-term health of these athletes is what's important. And I think everybody is good to go. Chalkley might have got the worst of that. Skylar Banks still trying to catch her breath, though, over near second base. They'll both obviously probably fill that one tomorrow. Not sure if they got the wind knocked out of each other or what happened. But it's good to see everybody upright and A-OK. So it looks like Allie Ayers is going to come back out and run again for Gibby. Looks like we do have a member of the Enka medical staff that has shown up here off screen. I'm sure she'll be checking on Miss Chalkley and Miss Banks.
Now batting for Robbinsville, number 5, Haley Anderson.
In between innings. Special shout out to WLOS's Chris Womack, who has made an appearance at the game. He's back behind home plate right now. Good to see Chris Womack here with us tonight. Great sportscast every single night on WLOS, the ABC affiliate out of Asheville. Anderson takes that one high, ball one. Here in the top of the fifth. 5-0 Lady Knights is your score as we try to resume action following that scary collision in the infield. That one catches the zone. Anderson knew it, nodded her head. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 coming from Presnell. Bunt attempt popped up and looked like a quick snap play back to first. But it looks like Ayers will get back in time. They try to double play there. Locklear going for the 2-3 cleanup. Says it's going to be a pop out. And that's one away for Liz Carpenter here in the 5th inning. First pitch coming. Chopped. And that actually caught a piece of Locklear's equipment. She'll jog back here to the backstop and scoop it up. Toss it back in to Carly Presnell, freshman pitcher that has came in relief after Robbinsville chased off Abigail Bruton Bruton, who dominated Robbinsville last week, only lasted 2 innings tonight. Ball dribbled to third. Wise scoops it up. Throw to first in time. And that will move the runner over, though. Allie Ayers now at second for Brooke Turpin.
Now batting number 1, Brooke Turpin.
They call her Speck. Brooke Turpin to the plate. Another senior showing bunt with 2 outs. Interesting call. She tried to squeeze bunt during her last plate appearance. Pulls it back and takes the pitch. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 on the way. Swung on and missed. Turpin swung right through that one. 0-2 quickly on Turpin, who's in the 9 hole today for Robbinsville. Zoe Schuler will bat next for the Lady Knights if this inning continues. 0-2 on the way. Chopped down the third baseline, but it is foul. Billy Knight tried to make a play on it, changed his mind. That one a little too hot to handle. Count still 0-2. And the 0-2 coming. Called strike 3. Turpin can't believe it, but Enka will take it. No runs across, 1 stranded. Bottom of the 5th on tap. It is 5-0 Lady Knights. Now the first baseman, Emma Payne, after starting out today's game as the DP, will lead off for Enka here in the bottom of the 5th. Robbinsville in a comfy 5-0 advantage, but of course no lead safe. And the Sugar Jets have had just 2 hits today after lighting up Robbinsville last week at Western Carolina. And the first pitch from Patience Frapp is a strike, 0-1. Frapp out for her 5th inning of work today. Has looked wonderful so far. And the 0-1 is chopped foul, 0-2 on Emma Payne. Frapp with just 2 strikeouts today, but has stymied the bats of Enka. Their only hits, a double by Peyton Wise, and a single as that one grounded, from Schuler to Odom, and that'll erase Emma Payne here in the bottom of the 5th. A single by Haley Godfrey, which broke up a no-hitter in the bottom of the 3rd. That's the only 2 hits today for the Jets. And the former pitcher, Abigail Bruton, who is now batting as the DH, of course. First pitch she sees is going to be foul. Ivy Odom runs out of room. Ball is caught in the bullpen. Looks like Gracie Merrill is over there getting some warm-up tosses in. She might be called on to pitch shortly for Enka. Could be imminent. Robbinsville, however, 5 runs on 8 hits this afternoon. Oh, 1 count. And that one will be low. 1-1 the count. Went over and spoke to Chris Womack in between innings. Womack, a wonderful anchor and lead of the sports department at WLOS here in Asheville. Sure he'll have some highlights from this game on tonight at 11:30. That one careened, and that got right past Memory Frapp. She didn't have time to react to that one. That was a hot shot, and Bruton smoked the ball. The hide came off of it, and it's a 1-out hit for Abigail Bruton.
Now batting for the Sugar Kings, number 3, Skylar Banks.
Lady Knights dugout not thrilled with Bruton chucking the bat down the third baseline, but a hit's a hit. And we got a courtesy runner, looks like at first, for Bruton. Can't make out the jersey number. Henry Frapp has some dirt in her eye, it looks like, over here at third base. And just like sisters should do, Patience checking on memory. Blows her eye out. Oh, my goodness. Again, folks, that feature is in this week's edition. The bond is real between Patience and Memory. Patience, a senior. Memory, a sophomore. First time these guys have ever teamed together. Look at the number now. That is Haven Paul, who is running for Bruton. Number 5 for the Jets at first. Sun slowly beginning to creep out from behind the clouds. It's been a nice overcast, cool evening here at Enka High School in Candler. 1-0 count, and looks like we've got to check something here. Like something in the bullpen disrupted the play, but everything's good to go now. And the 1-0 snap throw back to first. And Paul was almost caught napping, but is going to be A-OK. 2-0 count on Skylar Banks, the Enka second baseman today. Haley Godfrey will bat next. Swung on and missed. Good pitch by Frapp. Made her chase one a little bit outside. And Miss Banks swung right under it. 2-1 the count. Pitch coming, 2-1. That froze her at the knees, 2-2. What a pitch. Holy smokes. Banks' legs froze on that pitch. 2-2 coming. Swung on and missed. Frapp wins the battle. Throw back to first, late to Paul. But that's 3 strikeouts today for Patience Frapp. 2 gone. And Haley Godfrey, the right fielder, who broke up the no-no in the 3rd inning, will now bat for the Sugar Jets. Here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch she sees, grounded in the hole. Allie Ayers will field it and take the throw to second. Gets the lead runner. It's a fielder's choice. 4-6, and that does it here in the 5th. Robbinsville will jog back to the dugout triumphantly. We'll go to the 6th. Lady Knights still leading 5-0. Top of the lineup due up for Robbinsville as we begin the 6th inning from Griffin Park here in suburban Asheville. We're at Enka High School in Candler. Good to have you with us on the Graham Star YouTube page, your exclusive home for Robbinsville Athletics, streaming all season long. Zoe Schuler will lead it off. She'll be followed by Ainsley Fink and then Memory Frapp. That is the 1-2-3 holes due up for Robbinsville here in the 6th. Lady Knights have struck for 8 hits and 5 runs today against the Sugar Jets. Schuler takes the first pitch she sees for a strike. 0-1. Schuler has struck out and singled home a run in this game. They drew another RBI on a bases-loaded walk in the 4th. Fly ball roped down the left field line, but it will exit the ballpark. And it's 0-2 now on Schuler. We will try to bring you next week's game in case you're wondering about softball. Of course, we mentioned earlier baseball will be playing Andrews on Tuesday at home. That one in the dirt, 1-2. We'll try to bring you softball action next Wednesday when Robbinsville travels to Silva to take on Smoky Mountain. And the Lady Mustangs will work to get clearance rights for that between now and then and be able to bring you next week's telecast. If not, we'll let you know on the Graham Star social media. Fly ball center field, but playable. And it will get put away for the first out of the 6th inning.
Now batting, number 4, Ainsley Fink.
Fink will step up now with nobody on and 1 out. First pitch coming from Presnell. Fink lays off as it goes about 50 feet in the dirt and skips to the backstop. 1-0. 1-0. Chopped hard to the hole. Fink can fly. Throw to first. Will be a little bit errant. They might not have had her anyway. So it's a 1-out reach for Ainsley Fink.
Now batting number 3, Memory Brown.
Scoring that a hit on the scoreboard, so it's an infield single again for Fink. And with 1 out, Memory Frapp to the plate. 9 hits now for Robbinsville today. And the pitch. Fink's going to second. Throw to the base will be dropped out of the glove of Bentley Chalkley as Fink will swipe second base. Counts 1-0 on Memory Frapp. So I guess the count is actually 0-1 instead of 1-0. Had the scoreboard wrong. They've corrected it. We were watching the runner, of course, take off. My apologies. That one popped up foul. And it hits the grandstands. Nobody hurt. So I guess it was a ball. They've changed it back again. Geez, I'm sorry, folks. It's now 1-1 on Memory Frapp. 1 out here in the 6th. Pitch coming from Presnell. Roped hard and caught. What a play in left field. Holy smokes, Gracie Merrill had a great beat on that ball and broke and caught that. Almost a line drive snag. Good play by Merrill. So it's a fly out and 2 gone. Fink still at second for Ivy Odom here in the 6th inning. That one misses high and inside. Ball 1. Odom stepped out of the way of that one. It's a fun little puzzled look on her face. And the 1-0. Misses. Here comes Fink to third. She'll get there, no harm, no foul, standing up. So the wild pitch moves Ainsley Fink to third. That's the first wild pitch of the game issued by either side. And it's a 2-0 count on Ivy Odom. That one is careened foul beyond the Enka bullpen. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Robbinsville holding tight to their 5-0 lead. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 in the 4th. And the 2-1 coming. Low, ball 3. Odom wise to lay off. Some adulation from head coach Billy Knight for the good eye. (3-1). Popped up, and it will be foul. Thought it might hit the grandstand. We were trying to see where it landed, but it cleared it. And we'll roll along. Count's now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Ivy Odom. And the pitch. Check swing called. Strike 3. Odom set down looking. And that will do it. Robbinsville strands one. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Lady Knights. An absolutely beautiful evening for softball as we come back to you live from Griffin Field here on the campus of Enka High School. It is 5-0 here in the 6th, I should say, for Robbinsville over the hosting Sugar Jets. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star YouTube page. Kevin Hensley with you for today's telecast, our only sports broadcast of the week. And if you're here on YouTube, folks, I have a question. Why haven't you subscribed yet? Click that subscribe button here on YouTube and we'll be able to stream here exclusively in the future. You'll get notifications anytime we post a video. And if you examine the archives of our library, we have 2 years worth of sports and government meetings and parades and events, all at your disposal, the click of a button here on the Graham Star YouTube page. Riley Locklear, the leadoff hitter and the catcher for Enka, as they begin their third trip to the lineup. Here in the 6th inning, just 3 hits for Enka so far. Patience Frapp back out for inning number 6. She has looked magnificent so far today. 3 strikeouts. And holding him to a shutout. That one just misses, ball 1. Liz Carpenter tried to frame it, but couldn't do so. The lights have come on as well here at Griffin Park, as the sun continues to trickle down behind the clouds. This game looking to be over, though, before it gets too terribly dark. That one misses, 2-2. Locklear laid off a good pitch there, but it was just a little bit out of the zone. Two offering. Roped. Memory Frapp slings it across the dish. Throw to first in time. And the haul across the diamond is good. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 2, Gracie Merrill.
Gracie Merrill will now bat. Left fielder made a great play to put out Memory Frapp in the top of this inning. And now Merrill, speedy left fielder, will bat for Enka. First pitch she sees misses, catches the plate, I beg your pardon, 0-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for Robbinsville in the top of the 7th. First off, sorry about that. The ball was fouled off. And it's 0-2. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hole due up for the Lady Knights. It'll be Patience Frapp, followed by Sarah Gibby and Hallie Anderson, due up for Robbinsville as we go into the 7th inning. 0-2 from Frapp. Just misses, ball and 2 strikes. Merrill getting some encouragement from her Sugar Jet teammates in the dugout. That one hit, and Frapp had to jump out of the way of that one. That about took her head off. Tried to put the glove up in the defensive effort, but it was no good. It's a clean hit for Gracie Merrill with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And now Peyton Wise will come up to the plate for the Sugar Jets. Wise had a double for the Jets in her last plate appearance. First pitch from Frapp misses, 1-0. Jimenez has sprayed some stuff over here that is just lingering around the visitor side of the stands. Count is 1-0. And that one, snap throw back to first. And it looks like Merrill will get back in time. It is a 1-1 count here on Peyton Wise. Hey, guys. We could have done whatever. 4 hits today for the Sugar Jets. 1-1 misses outside, ball 2. And that one low. Or occasionally catches the plate, 2-2. They almost caught Merrill over at first. But she gets back in time. It's a 2-2 count on Peyton Wise. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Robbinsville leading 5-0. Pitch coming. Fly ball center field. And snagged by Ainsley Fink. Merrill scrambles back to the bag. That's 2 gone.
Now batting for the Sugar Jets, number 14, Bentley Chocolate.
And shortstop Bentley Chalkley will be Enka's last hope here in the 6th. It is 5-0. Robbinsville. Enka with just 4 hits across today, but no runs so far. Gracie Merrill still at first. Upstairs, but it catches the plate. Chalkley had to step out of the way of it, but it was called a strike. 0-1. Fly ball roped to left field, and it's over the head of Turpin, who couldn't get a glove on it. Score that a hit. Run's going to come home to score. Merrill will cross the dish for the first Jets run of the game. It is a 2-out double for Bentley Chalkley, and it's now 5-1.
Now batting, number 11, Hannah Daves.
And number 11, Hannah Daves, will now step up with Chalkley at second. 2 outs, and the shutout is gone. Low, ball 1. Chalkley holds. It's just the 5th hit of the day for the Sugar Jets. Frapp still throwing a nice game inside the circle. 1-0. Chopped high down the third baseline, but it will be foul. Picked up by Billy Knight and reeled back in by Memory Frapp to her older sister Patience. While we have a moment, got to give our shout-outs to the Frapps out in Oklahoma watching today's telecast. Bubba, Abigail, Emma, Kenna, and Sarah. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in with us. That one fouled back to the net. Ball and 2 strikes on Hannah Daves. 1-2 on the way. Grounded hard. Frapp can't come up with it. That ate her alive. They might have had Dave if she could have kept a glove on it. But as it stands, it's an error on Memory Frapp. E5 in the first one of the game for either team. Chalkley advances to third. On the error, Hannah Daves at first. And Enka's got something going here in the bottom of the 6th. Things getting interesting. Emma Payne, the batter. And looks like a coach for Robbinsville. That's Petey Millsap, steps out of the dugout. I'm going to chat things over inside the circle with his infield. Don't forget, fans, if you're watching here, you can keep up with us all the time on Gramstar's social media on our Facebook page on Saturday evening beginning at 6 p.m. We will have a candidate forum for all Republican primary candidates on the ballot coming up in May. We'll have a forum where you can meet and hear a couple of the views, at least, from each of the candidates for Board of Education, Board of Commissioners, and the sheriff's race. Chocked full of candidates. 6 p.m. Saturday on our Facebook page. If you want to come attend it in person, we'll be having it at the Graham County Courthouse. Pitch goes wild. Daves moves up. Want to know the count. So the Sugar Jets making things interesting here in the 6th. They've got a run across on a double by Bentley Chalkley, which scored Gracie Merrill. And now Chalkley at third and Hannah Daves at second. Just moved up on a wild pitch after she reached on an error. Like that one missed upstairs. 2-0. Counts 2-0. Pitch coming. Right down the pipeline. 2 balls and a strike. As Patience Frapp tries to get out of the jam. Two-one check swing. It's in the dirt. 3-1 the count. And looks like she didn't go. Got it confirmed by the field umpire. 3 balls, 1 strike. Enka trying to stir things up late here. Of course, Robbinsville's only other loss came here in Buncombe County as well. First the pitch. Upstairs, it's a walk. Bases loaded. And Billy Knight, I believe, has seen enough. He's going to walk to the circle to get Patience Frapp. After 5 2/3 innings of work, she is going to be lifted, and her younger sister, Memory, will get her warm-up tosses in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll pause and let Memory get loosened here on YouTube. And Memory Frapp now in the circle for Robbinsville, and we're just about set to resume action. The bases are loaded, full of Sugar Jets here in the bottom of the 6th. First real threat they've had this afternoon. Robbinsville leads 5-1. First pitch from Memory Frapp today will get grounded to third base. Frapp can't handle it, but she'll tag out the runner on the base path, and that will negate the run that just scored. Quick, keen play by Zoe Schuler, and that will do it. 1 pitch, and that's all she wrote for the 6th. We'll go to the 7th. 5-1 Lady Knights. Top of the 7th from Griffin Field here at Enka High School. It's 5-1 Lady Knights as the last inning greets us from Candler, North Carolina. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star YouTube page. Kevin Hensley, privileged to be bringing you today's telecast once more of Knights Athletics. First pitch, Frapp sees, will get hit off the inside of the bat. And looks like Bentley Chalkley sprints over and grabs it. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Number 11, Sarah Gibby.
Looks like Allie Ayers has stepped in for Sarah Gibby. She went out bat here in the 7th. Hallie Anderson due up next for Robbinsville. So Ayers with her first at bat of the day. First pitch she sees is fouled down the first baseline. 0-1.
Correction, number 20, Allie Ayers.
So Ayers has actually homered in her career, so we'll see what she can do here. 0-1. Misses outside. 1-1. And the 1-1 on the way. Swung on and missed. Ayers has to get her timing down here. 1-2. Carly Presnell had to come in for Abigail Bruton in the 3rd and has limited the damage just a little bit. Of course, those runs in the 3rd were charged to Bruton. That one is fouled off of Riley Locklear's mask. Ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. Ayers late to the party. And that's 2 outs for Carly Presnell. Hallie Anderson, last chance for Robbinsville to tack on any insurance before we head to the home half of the 7th inning. In case you're keeping track at home, due up for Enka in the bottom of the 7th. Are there 7, 8, 9 batters? Or excuse me, they're 8, 9, and 1 hole, I beg your pardon. As Skylar Banks, Haley Godfrey, and Riley Locklear due up for the Sugar Jets in the bottom of the 7th. 1-0 count on Hallie Anderson. And the pitch. Catches the plate, 1-1. Anderson nods in approval. One coming. Foul ball hit to the net. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Tuesday we'll bring you Robbinsville baseball from Loudonor Memorial Field in Graham County as the Andrews Wildcats make the short trek over from Cherokee County to face Robbinsville. First pitch at 4:30. We're hoping to get broadcast rights for next Wednesday's road game for the Lady Knights as they travel to Smoky Mountain to face the Mustangs. We will keep you apprised on the Graham Star social media pages if we will be able to broadcast that game. And, of course, next Friday, Robbinsville returns the favor of Fran Drews, traveling to Cherokee County. Both those games begin at Valley River Park at 4:30 p.m. The 2-2 coming. Fouled back. Anderson battling here in the top of the 7th. Great evening of softball we've been able to witness. And once again, one more special thank you to Jennifer Kruk and the staff here at Enka High School for allowing us to set up today and bring you this telecast. They were very generous and accommodating. Anderson hits that one on the ground. That could be trouble. Pokes in. Quick throw. Will be there in time. Anderson couldn't beat it out. And Bentley Chalkley ends the top of the 7th decisively for the Robbinsville Lady Knights. No hits, no runs, nobody left on. Last chance for the Jets. Robbinsville leads 5-1 here on YouTube. Skylar Banks will lead off for Enka. We're in the bottom of the 7th from Enka High School in suburban Asheville. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star YouTube page. Your exclusive home for Robbinsville Athletics, streaming all season long. Looks like we've had a pretty great turnout here on the telecast today. I've been watching the viewer numbers trickle up and down around the 20 to 30 range. Thank you, all of you fans, for tuning in. This one's not over yet, folks. 5-1 Robbinsville. And the first pitch from Memory Frapp here in the 7th is a strike, 0-1. Frapp just came into the game in the bottom of the 6th through one pitch and got Robbinsville out of a bases-loaded jam. Score could have been a lot different had she not got the pitch across. And, of course, a keen play by Zoe Schuler in the field to tag out the runner, moving from second to third to end the inning. It's 0-2 now on Banks. And the 0-2 coming. Lobs it in outside. Banks didn't bite. 1-2. Robbinsville needs just 3 outs to vanquish Enka and get their revenge after the Sugar Jets offset Robbinsville 11-1 last Monday in a neutral site game at Western Carolina. That may do the trick. Pop up shortstop Zoe Schuler says, "I've got it," and reels it in. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting number 4, Haley Godfrey.
So Godfrey back up now, 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Enka down to their last 2 outs this afternoon in Candler. And that one right down the belt line, 0-1. Playoff action will begin the second week of May. And don't worry, fans, we'll have it for you right here on YouTube. Thank all of our generous sponsors as we try to continue to build this effort up here. Live streaming all Robbinsville athletics. It has been a real blessing for me to, of course, be here to broadcast the games for all you folks. But, of course, I'm really enjoying providing the service for all you great Black Knight fans that can't make it to games. We hope to continue this during the 2022-23 school year. Got the football schedule from head coach D. Walsh today, so we're trying to map out our efforts there as well. Already looking ahead. That one poked through the hole. Allie Ayers can't get there. And that's the second hit of the day for Haley Godfrey. It comes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting number 10, Riley Locklear.
Riley Locklear in the leadoff hole, and the catcher for Enka bats with 1 out. Robbinsville not out of the water yet. They're up 5-1, but still got to get 2 outs to pick up the victory here in Buncombe County. First one gets away. That's a bit high. Probably scored that a wild pitch on Memory Frapp. And just like that, Godfrey's in scoring position. It hit her glove, but it was such a high pitch that Carpenter did well just to get the glove on the ball. We mentioned the last inning about Robbinsville's other loss this season. Of course, they are 12-2 right now. The other loss was here in Buncombe County against AC Reynolds in the season opener. Pitch misses outside, 2-0. Robbinsville carried a 7 or excuse me, a 6-1 lead, I beg your pardon, over the Lady Rockets into the bottom of the 7th of that game. And then the AC Reynolds Bats came to life. 6 runs came across as they rallied on their home turf. That was Robbinsville's first loss of the season. Of course, the second one handed to him by Enka last week. We have not played AC Reynolds again this year. But the Lady Knights are moving closer and closer. 3-0, back to second, snap throw. And Godfrey's back in time. So Robbinsville will not be able to, of course, seek a measure of revenge for that loss to begin the year. They can sure get this one back from Enka that was taken last Monday. Locklear shows bunt, and he drops in for a strike. It's now, I believe, 2 balls and a strike on Riley Locklear. Check out his 3-1 on Locklear. And his foul back to the screen. Full count. Now being offered. Again, fans, if you want to get an alternative angle on things, WLOS's Chris Womack is here getting highlights of today's game. And I'm sure we'll have them on his 11 o'clock telecast tonight. Mary Frapp's going to have to get a gnat out of her eye. They are prevalent here at Griffin Field. Folks were having to spray themselves, douse themselves with bug spray before the game today. And I believe Frapp's got some clear vision again. Dirt in one eye, a gnat in the other. Memory Frapp trying to keep her vision clear to get through the night's game. Full count offering. Fouled hard, and I mean roped. Foul up against the fence. That would have taken someone's head off. Fortunately, no one in the way. Locklear will step back in. Three-two coming. Fly ball center field. Finks got it though, I believe. She'll reel it in. Godfrey thought ever so momentarily about going to third, but changed her mind. And that's now 2 outs.
Number 2, Gracie Merrill.
The Sugar Jets are 1 out away from bringing an end to this one. Robbinsville hoping to get the last out and head back to Graham County with win number 13 under their belt. Gracie Merrill steps in. First pitch is high, 1-0 to Merrill. Merrill singled in her last plate appearance and later scored Enka's only run on a double from Bentley Chalkley that came in the bottom of the 6th. And that one caught the zone, 1-1 the count. One on the way. Fly ball hit to right field, but playable. Allie Ayers makes the play, and that's it, folks. Robbinsville has done it. They have traveled to Candler, North Carolina, and pick up a 5-1 victory over the Sugar Jets. Folks, we'll be back with you, as we mentioned, next Tuesday, 4:30 first pitch from Robbinsville as the Black Knights welcome the Andrews Wildcats. Until then, have a good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Hensley here on the Graham Star YouTube page, getting your final score, Robbinsville 5, Enka 1.